right through Kemper's mask and speared him. Oh my goodness.
Ouch.
Ouch.
The good news is Kemper will be okay. It could have been much worse. So we're going to hear from the player who was holding the stick, who just said this was just a freak deal.
Yeah,
and if you look at the
felt
space,
awful.
you mentioned it earlier, the space to even fit anything in that mask is so tiny.
It is.
But,
The good news, I mean, our backup goalie is unreal. We ended up, I think scoring 3
And we're
goals.
still going to score like 25 goals anyway, so it won't matter.
Yeah, they're both good. They're all good.
Hopefully. Hopefully they'll win tonight. So anyway, we're talking about our weather and another really warm week ahead.
Yeah, very warm. You know, Wednesday, in fact, if the Avs don't win, they're back here, obviously, in town on Wednesday, and we're going to see some really warm conditions at that point. I'll show you that on the Super 7 Day. Well, it was a pretty shot there of City Park, but it's cut off. We're at 45 degrees in Denver right now. Take a look at the winds here at this point, anywhere from 10 to about 15 miles per hour, closer to Denver. As you get west and southwest of the city, we've seen speeds at around 40 to near 50 miles per hour. And across parts of southern Colorado is where it is going to be the windiest today. Gusts are going to be close to about 60 miles per hour, closer to the Palmer Divide, just south of Denver, Castle Rock toward the Springs to Pueblo. That's also where it's going to be really warm, near 90 degrees there this afternoon, about 10 degrees warmer than what we're going to see here in town. Red flag warnings cover the entire metro area. Fire danger is going to be high. We are likely going to see these alerts, the high wind warnings and the red flag warnings and fire weather watches off and on throughout the week. So get prepared for high fire danger. We're going to be at about 70 here in town by noon. Upper 70s near 80 by this afternoon. Quick look at the Super 7 Day. We'll talk more about this and we'll get a more in-depth look at just how hot it gets coming up.
And we are still looking at big delays on 225 going up towards this earlier crash that we had right there at about Smith Road. You wouldn't even notice Smith Road as it goes under I-225 before you get to I-70, but you can see from the camera back at 17th, it's a really long-lasting delay all the way up to there. So that's why the drive time right now has still been hanging tough at about 25-30 minutes getting up there. So some of the side roads might help you a little bit. But Buckley and Mississippi, there is a crash causing some delays there. A lot of traffic to the Denver Tech Center right now. Also a lot of traffic in the Mousetrap area, that I-25, I-70, especially northbound going up towards 58th Avenue. Somebody's reporting some construction in there on that northbound side. Looking at some of the cameras, can't quite pinpoint that, but I can see some of the slower traffic. It's a little unusual to see it on that northbound side.
Well, our warm weather kept fire crews busy over the weekend. Sunday in Colorado Springs, a crash fire prompted a closure on I-25 near South Academy. Initial reports say a wheel came off of a trailer and sparked the fire. Meanwhile, in the high country, a fire was reported near the Keystone ski area Saturday after a controlled burn reignited. Meanwhile, a fun day of boating, or what was supposed to be a fun day on the lake, turned deadly at Cherry Creek Reservoir over the weekend, and now rescue crews are back out this morning searching for a man who drowned while tubing.
Yeah, scary. Denver 7's Veronica Costa joins us, and this situation has people, or has officials reminding all of us about safety precautions as boating season gets underway.
It does, and Colorado Parks and Wildlife crews, they are already out here at Cherry Creek Reservoir this morning. These crews, they are picking up where they left off yesterday, searching for the body of that 29-year-old man inside of the reservoir. Now, CPW says the man was riding on a tube being pulled by a boat. They say he fell off and went underwater and never came back up. The Marine Evidence Recovery Team has been at the reservoir. They've been searching. Some areas are as deep as 22 feet. CPW has said the 29-year-old wasn't wearing a life vest, and according to state law, that is required for anyone that's being towed on an inner tube. Now, once crews are out here this morning, they have one goal in mind, and that really is to try and find the body of that man.
All agencies involved at this point are trying to find a little bit find that piece of closure for the family, and our condolences really go out to the family members in situations like this.
So the original plan was actually to search through the night last night into this morning. That didn't happen because crews said it was a little bit too windy for that. That's why they picked it up early today. Now, just as a reminder, there is no boating allowed at the reservoir today. We're live in Aurora. I'm Veronica Costa, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. There were several other water rescues across the Front Range this weekend. South Metro Fire and Arapahoe County deputies rescued someone at Chatfield Reservoir, and Poudre Fire Authority responded to a call of a missing paddleboarder and kayaker at Horsetooth Reservoir. Those people were found safe.
It was another violent weekend in Denver as police are now investigating 3 separate double shootings The latest was just a half block from the 16th Street Mall. 2 men were shot. They are expected to be okay. It happened around 2:30 Sunday morning. Police have not released any suspect information. Also, no arrests have been made after 2 people were shot near Colorado Boulevard and 29th Avenue. The victims there are expected to be okay, but we're learning new information today about the victims of a double shooting Friday outside of an Enterprise rent-a-car on Broadway. Patrick Hune was killed and his wife Shannon is still in critical condition. Both of them are visiting from Ohio, and they were renting a car when DPD says a random man shot them. We spoke to a family friend who is devastated and says the couple has 2 sons.
Praying for the whole family, including Shannon, Ben, and Brian, that, they just lost their Shannon's husband and their Ben and Brian's father so tragically.
In this case, police did arrest a man for the shooting who has been charged with first-degree murder.
Well, we all want healthy families, and that's why we're flagging you this morning about a mysterious outbreak of hepatitis in kids. The CDC is now investigating more than 100 cases nationwide, with at least 1 in Colorado. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live. And Christian, the CDC wants parents to be on the lookout for certain symptoms.
And some of those symptoms include fatigue, vomiting, and yellowing of the skin. We know at least 109 kids have gotten sick. 5 of them have died. And these cases have been reported over the past 7 months in 25 different states. Hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver, and it's not uncommon in children, but typically it's not severe. The CDC says in this case, 90% of kids were hospitalized, 14% of them required liver transplants, and half of them were found to have the adenovirus infection.
Having this cluster of cases, especially with the numbers of hospitalizations and the 5 deaths, is very concerning. We still don't have all the data necessary to make an informed decision about what is driving this increase in cases.
And around 200 cases are being investigated globally. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. In the last 5 years, we've seen cases of measles, mumps, and whooping cough in Colorado, all vaccine-preventable diseases. But the latest vaccination statistics show Colorado is number 10 in the country for the worst vaccination rates for childhood diseases. And nationwide, we saw a 1% drop in vaccination rates during the 2020-2021 school year. Experts say a 1% drop is even more impactful in our state, where we had fewer kids vaccinated already. New this morning, ESPN is reporting sources say Nuggets star forward Nikola Jokic is the league MVP for the 2nd year in a row. The new details come as the Joker had an even better season this year than last when he took the MVP title. He is the 14th player in NBA history to win the MVP multiple times and the 2nd straight winner to go back-to-back. A formal announcement is expected sometime this week.
Well deserved. Yeah.
And turning to the ice now, the Avs could put the first round of the playoffs to bed tonight.
Yeah, Game 4 of their series against the Predators is tonight at 7:30 in Nashville. The Avs hold a dominating 3-0 series advantage so far, but team captain Gabe Landeskog cautions that anything can happen.
They got their backs against the wall at home. They're going to want to they definitely don't want to get swept at home, and we want to try to end this thing and don't give them any life, so it's going to be a big game on Monday.
While the Avs will be without their goalie Darcy Kemper for Game 4, he was able to escape what could have been a serious eye injury when the Predators' Ryan Johansson put his stick into Kemper's face mask. Kemper then dropped to the ice holding his eye. Head coach Jared Bednar said aside from swelling, though, there doesn't appear to be any other complications. Johansson later told reporters it was unintentional, just kind of a freak accident, made him sick to his stomach, and he was happy to hear that Kemper will be okay. Still ahead, rethinking dinner time, the connection doctors are making between when you eat and a longer life. And a Front Range college is now offering free tuition for certain students. We'll show you who qualifies next.